Hello Divi Nation and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to seamlessly include a slide-in column contact form in your Divi Hero section. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to create a brand new page and add a background color. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come over here to pages, click on add new. We are going to give this page a name. So I'm just going to call this tutorial and then click on use Divi Builder. So for this tutorial, we're going to build everything from scratch. So I'm going to click here on build from scratch. And before I can go in and add my columns, I'm just going to go into my section settings here because we need to add our background. So I'm going to click here on this plus button and add my background color. I'm just going to paste it like that. So the color I am going to be using throughout this tutorial will be added in the post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. All right, so now that I've added this, the next step now is to add a background image. Now the image I'm going to use is an image that can be found in our financial advisor layout pack. So just search for it, download that background image, and you could use that in this tutorial. All right, so I'm going to come over here now to the third tab, which is the image tab. So click on this plus button. Now I already added my image over here. So I'm going to go ahead and select it, click upload an image. And now you can see that's our image right there. So the next thing we need to do here is to head over to the background image size and make sure it's set to fit. And we also need to make sure that it is centered. So now that I have my image all in place, the next step now is to add padding both to the top and the bottom of my section. And to do that, we need to be over here in the design tab. Next, I'm going to come over here to spacing and I'm going to add my padding both to the top and the bottom. And notice that I'm activating this chain because that chain allows me to add the same value both to the top and the bottom. Next, I'm going to come over here to advanced, and this is where I need to add my overflow. So I'm going to come over here to visibility and I'm going to set my horizontal overflow to hidden. And I'm going to do the same for my vertical. So now it's time to add our new row. So I'm going to save this and then I'm going to click on this plus button here. So the structure I'm going to go with is this one right here, 2/3 to 1/3. And so that's going to be my column structure. So before I can add any modules in here, let's head over here to my row settings. And then here, the most important thing is to make sure I equalize the column height. So I'm going to come over here to design, sizing, equalize column heights. Next, I'm going to adjust my width. So my width here is currently at 80%. That is great. So what I need to do is to make sure it's 100% on tablet and phone. So I'm going to click on this phone icon, click on tablet, and then just make sure this is 100%. This just ensures that my design looks consistent. Okay, so now that I have this, next I need to add my maximum width. By default, it's set to 1080. So I'm going to set this to 1380. The row alignment needs to be aligned to the right. And then just like how we did before, I am going to come over here to spacing and add a padding of 0, both to the top and the bottom. And as I did before, I'm going to click on the chain to make sure that I've added the equal size. Okay, so now I need to come back over here to my content because I need to start working on my columns. So I am going to start with the first column here. I'm going to click on this gear icon, go to my design, and then I'm going to come over here to spacing. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to start adding my padding, but this time it's going to be in percentage. So it's going to be 22%. Now I want this to be applied both to the top and the bottom. And I also need to go back over here and go into column 2. And let's go to our background because this time I'm going to add white to my background color. And then next I'm going to come over here to design, click on animation, and I am going to add my slide animation here. So with my slide animation selected, we need to make sure the animation direction is set to left. And then the animation duration here needs to be 1500. The intensity, let's set this to 70. And animation opacity, let's set this to 100%. Now it's important here that you go in and test it out and see what these settings are like and how they can work for you. Right, so now that I have this all set, the next step now is to add some text to our first column. So I'm going to save this, Save one more time. And now I can start adding my modules by clicking on this plus button, and let's add our text module here. So for this, I'm going to use some dummy text. So I'm going to paste it like that. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to highlight this and set it to heading 1. And now let's go ahead and customize this. So I'm going to click here on design, heading text. Make sure you're on the H1 tab. And then you want to come over here on our heading font, and let's choose Oswald. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. So our font style is going to be uppercase. And for our text, I think it looks better in white. So let's go ahead and add white. Okay. Now our heading text size is going to be 120 pixels. But what we're going to do now is we are going to add different sizes for our tablet and phones. So let's go ahead and add our tablet size. And here it's going to be 70. And for the phone, it needs to be 60. Okay, so that's looking much better now. Now let's head over to sizing. But before we do that, let's work on our desktop here. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come over here to sizing, and we need to adjust our width, and we're going to set this to 75%. But for the tablet and phone, we are going to set this to 100%. Okay, great. So now that I have all that, we also need to go to our module alignment, make sure it's set to left. Okay, so let's go ahead and save now. We also need to add another text module. So let's click on this plus button and search for our text module and select it. And in here, I'm just going to replace this with my dummy text like that. Now let's customize this. So to make things easier for me, I'm just going to click on this paintbrush tool, and it's going to take us to our text settings. And then over here, I'm going to choose Open Sans, and here it is. In your case, if you don't have it ready, you can just search for it. Next, I'm going to add my color here, and it's going to be white. And then I'm going to add my line height. So for my text line height, I just want to set this to 1.9. And then just like how we did before, we're going to come over here to sizing. And for our width, we're going to set this to 75%. And for our tablets, this needs to be 100%. And same applies for the phone. Okay, great. So now that we have this, we need to make sure our module alignment is also set to left, and then we're going to save. Next, we're going to add a button to this column. So again, I'm going to select my button here. So for the button title, we can add whatever we want. So I'm just going to call this View Services, and make sure you add your button link here, and make sure it links to wherever you want to link it on your website. All right, so moving on, we're going to come over here to design. And to customize this button, you need to click here on button and activate use custom styles for button. So first things first, we're going to first add our button text color, set this to white. And then for our button border radius, we're going to set this to 1 because we want this very, very subtle. Okay, so we need now to have font which is pretty much consistent with what we have on our page here. So we're going to look for Oswald as our font. There we go. And we're also going to make this uppercase and then save. Okay, so now that we have everything in place here, we're now going to move over to the second column. I'm going to click on this plus button, and here we need to add a blurb. So I'm going to select it, and in this blurb, we are going to say contact us. That's going to be our title. Next, we're going to add an icon. So I'm going to click here on image and icon, and make sure you activate use icon. So this is where you can add an icon that you may wish. So the icon we're going to go with is this one here. So I'm going to select it. Now let's head over to icon settings. So I'm going to click here on design, image and icon, and we're going to start here with the color. So I'm going to add my color in here. And like I said before, if you want to use the exact same colors as I'm using throughout this tutorial, I will leave a link to the post in the show notes below. All right, so now that we have this here, we're going to make sure icon placement is set to top, icon alignment is centered, and use icon font size. Now here is where we need to adjust the size of our icon. So you need to activate this, and for the desktop, for our icon size, we're going to set this to 250 pixels. So we want it nice and big. Now let's work on the title. So I'm going to click here on this paintbrush tool, and this now takes us to heading 4. So this is where we need to go in and set our font. We're going to choose Oswald, and we're also going to make this uppercase, and let's choose our color here. So I'm going to click on this eyedropper tool, paste my color, and then further down, I am going to set my size to 38 because the 18 that we have here is pretty small. We want this to really show. Okay, so now that we have this all set, our text alignment as well needs to be centered here. That's important. Now there's something I forgot to do, and that is to remove this text. So let's go back to our content here, click on text, and let's get rid of our text like that. Now, as you can see, things are not spaced out correctly. So I'm going to come over here to design, click on spacing. Okay, so for the padding, I'm going to apply my padding here to the left and the right. And notice I'm also using this chain because that allows me to add my spacing both to the left and the right. Next, we're going to come over here to animation. And here on animation now, we are going to choose the slides just like how we did before. But this time our animation needs to be going down. So we're going to choose down. And next we're going to choose 1100 milliseconds here. The delay, we're going to have a slight delay because as you can see by default, there's no delay. So let's add a delay of almost half a second. Okay, there we go. And for our starting animation opacity, yeah, let's set this to 100 as well. There we go. Okay, so my animation is looking great. So if you want to test it out, this will look much better when we save our design and then refresh the page. All right, so since this is a contact area, we also need to go in and add our contact form module. So let's go ahead and save this for now. And then I'm going to click on this plus button. Right, so let's search for our contact form. There we go. Right, so now that we have our contact form, this is where we can customize our fields. But the most important thing we need to do here is to turn our fields into full width, because currently you can see here 50% here and 50% here. Okay, so what we're going to do to make this a full width, let's start with the first one here, the name. So I'm going to click here on this gear icon, going over here to design, layout, and we're going to make it full width. So you can see now that is now full width. We're going to go back, click on email. Again, we're going to come over here on design, click on layout, and make sure that is set to full width. So now that we have our fields in place, let's add a background color. I'm going to go back, scroll all the way to the bottom here, click on background, click on this plus button, and I'm going to paste my background color in here. So now let's adjust our field settings. So I'm going to click here on design, fields, and the first thing we need to do is the field's background color. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this is set to white, and then let's move on to our fields text color. So I'm going to click on this eyedropper tool, paste our color like that. So as you can see, the colors I'm using here are pretty much to make sure that my design is consistent. Okay, so fields top margin and bottom margin, that's what we're going to do next. So let's keep scrolling here. Fields top margin. So this is going to be 15 pixels. So we just want to make sure that the same value is applied. And then we also need to add our fields top padding. So I'm going to come over here and add our padding just like that. So we've just slightly made the space inside here slightly bigger. All right, so now that we have this, the next step now is to add our fields font. And here we're going to choose Oswald. Okay, so just to keep the consistency, and we're also going to make this uppercase. There we go. So already you can see it's looking much better. Okay, so fields text alignment. Let's choose center here because everything else on the page is centered. And then the fields text size. This is very important. We need to set this to 21 because we want it nice and big. Now it's time to style the button because as you can see, this is out of place. So what we're going to do now is we are going to look for our button here, and here it is. I'm going to click here on button, activate use custom styles for button, and then we are going to start with our button text color. I'm going to paste my color in here. Okay, so now we have some consistency. And then our button border radius as well. Remember, we used 1, so we might as well continue here, because we want this button here to stay consistent with our view services button. Okay, so now that I have this all set, it looks like and change my font here. Our font here needs to also change to Oswald. And let's go ahead and do that. Right, as you can see right now, it's out of place. Excellent. So now we have Oswald. Let's make it all caps as well, because that's what we have on the other buttons. Okay, so the next step now is to come over here to sizing. Now here for the width, we're going to set this to 100%. Now let's give this form some breathing space. So let's head over here now to spacing. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply top and bottom padding, because as you can see here, our background is not really visible. So let's add our top and bottom padding of 14%. And we also need to apply our left and right padding. And again, this is going to be applied to both sides. So now you can see our form here is well positioned, and that's looking much better. Now let's add a bit of animation to this. I'm going to click here on advanced. Oops, I need to be here on design, animation. And for our animation style, we're going to use slide, but this time we want this to slide up. And let's work on our animation duration, and this is going to be 1100. Next, we are going to add our animation delay, which is going to be 400. And then our starting opacity, we want this at 100. There we go. All right, so that's looking great. Next, we need to apply a position to this, okay? Because we really want this to stick to the bottom. So I'm going to come over here to advanced position. And what we're looking for here is absolute. So we're going to click here on this drop down, choose absolute, and we want this to be really stuck here at bottom center. So now you can see it's stuck here to the bottom. All right, so pretty much this is our design. So I'm going to save changes. And now let's save this page and let's exit the Visual Builder. Okay, so let's take a look at our final design. I'm just going to refresh this page so you can see the animation. There we go. So this is our final design. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.